Welcome to Mortgages and More, your go-to podcast for the latest insights in the mortgage industry. Join us as we dive into expert advice, unveil actionable tips, and learn how to empower the next generation of homebuyers. Get ready to elevate your knowledge and make those property dreams a reality. Let's get started.
All right, we are back once again. The January Podfest continues.
Right.
Super stoked, Kyle, for our guest today, and I've already had a chance to check out his chapter. This is another Pure Fire episode coming up. Kick us off, man.
Yeah, and this is another one that we had to fight over who was gonna, talk to this guy, because we both call him a friend. And let me say this about James Duncan. Typically, in all of my learning about marketing and social media, sadly, I have to go outside of our industry to go find those things. And James is one of the few people that I learn from every time I speak with him. We're together. I'm on his show inside of Thrive, where he's leveraging technology to be top of mind to their LOs and their ability to be top of mind to their realtor partners. And so there's just not a lot of people in the industry that I truly go, I learn a lot from that person in what I'm already considered the expert of. This man is one of them. And it's an absolute honor, bro, to have you a part of this book. And so can you just give us a real quick snapshot as to what you're writing about for your chapter?
Sure. But before I do that, number one, thanks for that intro. I mean, if I ever get a speaking gig or something, you're introducing me, Kyle.
I'm in. I'm in. You just tell me when.
No doubt about it. I'll give you half the whatever speaker fee it happens to be. It's usually probably going to be free, but anyway. No, I could not be more stoked and honored to be a part of this project. There are some big time names of people that I've been following and learning from as well, who are also on the list of people that you invited to be a part of. And I was like, it was kind of a jaw dropping moment for me to get the invite to be a part of it. So I'm very happy to be here. To specifically answer your question, the chapter that I chose to write about and just kind of collaborating with you two was around personal branding. This is something that I've spent a lot of time over the course of my career researching, analyzing, thinking about, writing about, and coaching on. And this is something that I do a lot here within Thrive, because there is a wide swath of the population who thinks that they understand what marketing and branding is. And the more I dig into a conversation with them, the more I realize they don't have a clue. And it's something that just gets glossed over a lot. And you hear it on social media from influencers or coaches say, you need to develop a personal brand, yada, yada, yada. But they don't dig into the how, and that there's actually not only an art, but a science to it as well. And it's something that requires way more thought than people are really putting into it. So the chapter that I wrote was about the do's and don'ts of personal branding. And I listed out 5 do's and 5 don'ts, and each of the do's and don'ts were flip sides, different sides of the same coin. And so with each 5 of the do's, there was the counterpart of how people screw things up and the mistakes that they make versus doing things the right way.
So let's do that. Let's do this, Brian. Instead of asking what we've typically been asking, because you've got 5. I'm fine with giving away one of them right now. So let's talk about for a couple minutes, what is one of the don'ts that you think way more LOs are currently doing and have no idea that they're doing it poorly?
Well, I'll just start with the number one for each. And the number one don't is don't waste time trying to come up with some clever name, some clever tagline, some I want to be the mortgage fill in the blank with whatever nickname, hobby, attribute, special interest or skill or thing, whatever that you think you have, because chances are good that's not the best way for you to go about building a brand. and it's a futile effort, is kind of how I pointed out in the book. It's a waste of your time, because you end up thinking, oh yeah, that'll work, and you just kind of go with it, and you stop putting any more thought into what it actually means. You stop thinking about the why behind it, or what the intentionality of it, and that's where people get off track.
And the danger that I see in doing that or taking that step is now you have to work 10 times as harder to create content to match this brand you created.
Exactly right.
Versus just being who you are. Just that's the name, right?
Yeah.
So what's the do side of that?
The do side of that is you have to be very intentional in thinking about what kind of a professional you want to be for the rest of your career. And you need to do a very in-depth analysis, and a very honest and a very frank analysis of what your daily habits and what your daily habits are. How do you block your time? What do you prioritize throughout the course of your day? And spend some time envisioning what that future professional looks like. And are they running around hair on fire, scatterbrained, not organized, phone won't stop ringing, or the converse of that is the phone won't ring at all? And like, are they stressed out? Are they frazzled? Or are they somebody who has everything working like a well-oiled machine, and they just got that flywheel that all they got to do is give it a couple of tweaks every now and then to keep it going? So envision yourself as that future professional, and if the habits and the daily routines and the knowledge base and the learning and everything that you're doing as that future professional, if that doesn't line up with who you are today, that's a number one priority that you have to fix. And you have to start acting like what that future professional looks like today, in order for any kind of branding to be successful for you and to work for you the way that it's intended to work.
I want to throw you a curveball.
Sure.
I haven't asked this to any of our other contributors. If the reader does what, will you be the most proud of your chapter?
That's an excellent question. And that is definitely a curveball. That's like that's not even a hang. That's more of a that's like a slider just off the plate.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I threw an ethos pitch.
It's not
you did. I would say somebody who reads the book in total, because I really feel like it's going to be very important. I know all of the other contributors, and I know the kind of the capabilities and the knowledge and the wisdom they're going to be contributing. I would say, take my response, take it in the context of the entire scope of the book. If they get through the book, with my chapter being a component of that, and they turn around and say, I want to focus on myself first before I go to some graphic designer or some branding coach and plop down a whole bunch of money to help me build a brand. If they take the rest of the chapters and implement the nuggets that those other contributors are going to be offering up first, before working on any kind of branding exercise, that would make me the most happy, because that means that they're basically doing that number one that I list in the chapter that I wrote, because they're taking that seriously, because they understand that there are some fundamental things that need to be put in place and locked down first before they can go about building what that future brand looks like.
That's so good. That is pure money. And I've been thinking about, like, what's the optimal number of nuggets that somebody takes away? It's one. If the book gives them one thing to do that changes the trajectory of their business and their life, then we won. We did what we collectively sought to do.
Absolutely.
We will be the collaborative disruptors, if that is the end result.
I like it.
JD, thank you, man. Thank you for your time.
Brother.
Thank you for saying yes to this project, and thank you for being you.
My pleasure, guys.
We're going to see everybody back here, same channel tomorrow, same time.
See ya.
Later.